Hello everybody, this is Bakazami, and welcome back to another Pokemon TCG live video. We have a new deck this week for you guys, and it's coming from the new set of Surging Sparks. It's one of the new EXs in there that I think has a lot of potential, and honestly a lot of versatility amongst decks. Now, the card that we're going to be talking about today is Hydreigon EX, of course, like I said, from the new Surging Sparks set. This is a Terra Pokemon with the Dark typing, 330 HP. Very similar to Charizard and Dragapult. Shares Charizard's typing and HP pool, and actually shares a very similar attack to Dragapult, where for 2 energy it does 200 damage, but instead of being able to spread 60 damage or 6 damage counters across the bench, you instead discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. A little less utility, but there are other, but it does present other options for deck building. It does also have a secondary attack for 4 energy of different kinds, except for the final energy, the colorless. Obsidian does 130 damage, and this attack also does 130 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. That's quite a bit of damage spread out amongst the field, especially with evolution decks. It can do a ton of damage, but the deck we're building today is focusing on using Crashing Headbutt, its first attack, for 200 damage. Now, mostly because it has a 4 energy cost, and it's a Psychic, a Dark, a Steel, and a colorless energy, I don't think Obsidian is going to be as useful, because it's an attack that is going to be very good early game, but then once your opponent starts evolving Pokemon, it's going to be really hard to take KOs with Obsidian, even though you're spreading damage out across the board. So I decided to focus on Crashing Headbutt, and I kind of went with a very similar build to a Charizard or a Dragapult deck. You could use Crashing Headbutt alongside a lot of like milling cards. You could go for a mill kind of deck, but I decided, hey, I know how to play Dragapult. Let's try a Dragapult build. I essentially took my Dragapult deck and just flopped a few things out. So we looked at the Hydreigon EX. What other supporting mons are with this with Hydreigon? We have Pidgeot EX as a staple to Dragapult and Charizard decks. Quick search allows you to find any card that you need in your deck. It can attack for 120 damage and discard Stadium in play, but typically you're not going to be attacking Pidgeot. It's just there for its ability Quick Search. Alongside Pidgeot, other drawing cards we have Rotom V with its ability Instant Charge. You can draw 3 cards. If you do, you end your turn. This is a very good card to use alongside evolutions, because you're almost never going to be attacking turn 1, so you might as well get some extra draw with the Rotom. Plus, because it's a V Pokemon, you can add the Forest Seal Stone as a tool, and it allows you to one-time search any card out of your deck. So it's a one-time Pidgeot, really early game Pidgeot, which can help you set up quickly. We also have a Lumineon V, helps us look for a supporter. We have Fezandipiti EX with its ability Flip the Script. Once during your turn, if any of your Pokemon are knocked out during your opponent's last turn, you may draw 3 cards. You can't use more than one Flip the Script ability each turn. So just a lot of draw support early on. We also have a Dusknoir line, a 1/1/1 of Dusknoir, Dusclops, and Duskull, with Dusclops and Dusknoir's Curse Blast ability. Once during your turn, you may put 13 damage counters in the case of Dusknoir, or 5 damage counters in the case of Dusclops on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If you use this ability, this Pokemon is knocked out. So it's combine Dusknoir with Hydreigon's Crashing Headbutt. You can knock out Charizard or Dragapult EX in a single turn with the combination of the 2 of them. You do give up a prize card for it, but you get to take 2 prize cards and one of their big attackers within 1 turn. I also am running 1 Pecharunt EX. I don't know if this is going to be worth having in the deck, because the way I kind of approached building Hydreigon, it was either going to be a Dragapult Charizard variant, a milling deck, or go something similar to like a Roaring Moon or a Loyal 3 deck, where you're using the Pecharunt EX to poison and push the Hydreigon forward and attack that way and power it up that way. I kind of kept some of the remnants of that idea in this deck, just because it still kind of fits, where some of the Charizard and Dragapult cards aren't worth it for Hydreigon. So we do have 1 Pecharunt in here, and this is a good way to switch Hydreigon in. Hydreigon has a huge huge retreat cost, so I don't ever think we're really going to be swapping that out as much. There are switch cards in here to help with that. And then if you do have 2 Hydreigons, you can use the Pecharunt to swap between the 2 of them so one of them doesn't get knocked out. But Pecharunt late game is also really good with Irritated Burst. It does 60 damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. So Pecharunt is really good late game mon as well. So that's the Pokemon cast of this deck. The item cards, they're going to be, again, very similar to things you see in Charizard and Dragapult. Instead of something like where you'd see Crispin in Dragapult, I have Janine's Secret Art. Choose 2 of your dark Pokemon. For each of those Pokemon, search your deck for a basic dark energy and attach to that Pokemon. Then shuffle your deck. If you attach energy to your Pokemon this way, it is now poisoned. So you do get the drawback of the poison, but we're going to try and take advantage of that with our 2 copies of Binding Mochi. It's a tool card which attacks used by the poisoned Pokemon. This card is attached to do 40 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. A little bit better than a Defiance Band, which is what these decks usually run, and you don't have the drawback of the needing to be behind in prize cards. So yeah, Janine takes over that Crispin role. Our A-Spec is the Sparkling Crystal, so if we aren't able to play a Janine, but we do have a Dark Energy, we can attack for just a single Dark Energy with Hydreigon. And outside of that, I don't think there's any other really nuanced cards. Of course, you got to point out the Lacey. I love Lacey. That if I'm building the deck, there's probably Lacey in there, so that's why we have Lacey. For those of you new to the channel. But outside of that, I think it's pretty much covered. It's mostly the Pokemon that are different here. Otherwise, it's very... And the Janine Secret Art. Otherwise, it's a pretty standard Dragapult or Charizard deck, just with Hydreigon instead. So, with that being said, let's get a couple of battles in here and see how this deck runs. I did do a little testing with this deck, and the 2 tests I did, I OHKO'd turn 1. That's not going to happen typically. My opponents, unfortunately, were very unlucky and had Psychic types. Dragon did 400 plus damage to both of them. But we're going to get some battles and see how this deck runs. My opponent is choosing the coin flip, so we'll see if we end up going first or second. I try to go first with this deck. It chose heads. With Dragapult, I try to go first. I don't play Charizard, but I probably would go first if I Charizard. But again, using supporters, turn 1 isn't awful either. So going second, not going to be the end of the world. But typically, we can get Rotom going on turn 1 and get our evolution set up to be able to go turn 2 right away. So we are going to start with just a Deino, which I don't love, especially because we don't have a way to get a Rare Candy next turn. Yet. We'll see what our top deck is. We do see a Flutter May. This is actually a Gardevoir deck, so we have super effective. Chat. They shouldn't be able to KO me here, so next turn, we're just going to Hydreigon them, and it's going to be pretty sweet. So we'll end the turn. Unfortunately, our discarding can help them if we're just discarding Psychic Energies, but we could hit some big discards. They're going to see an Arven, so no Iono. That was the main issue I possibly could have had, but don't see that. We see a Buddy-Buddy and a Bravery Charm. The Bravery Charm's not going to save him, because Hydreigon does 400 damage to anything that's on the field. So, we're going to see a couple more Ralts and just a pass of the turn. Now we can start our onslaught. We also do pull a Buddy-Buddy, so I can grab a Pidgey. I could grab another Deino, but I think I'll just grab Duskull here, because we do have Dusclops. So we might as well get that set up. We're going to Rare Candy into Hydreigon. Put down the Dark Energy so we can attack this turn, and then I can Iono. It's not really worth boss ordering up Ralts. They have 1,000 more Ralts on the bench, so... we pull another Hydreigon and an Ultra Ball and a Switch. I also have the Pheasant. I could Ultra Ball for another Deino and start setting it up, but I don't think we necessarily need to right now. Huh. I think I just attack here. Yeah, we don't necessarily need anything else. Another option I didn't talk about in the, get rid of Rare Candy. So this is like a Turbo Guard. And we get rid of the Drifloon as well. Another option I didn't talk about in the deck review section of this, we also get a Pidgeot, so we can Arven for Rare Candy, actually, is that a possibility with this deck is add Monkey Dory. in here instead of something else, because we have the Dark Energy, so we can move damage counters around. I think it's less useful when you're just doing straight 200 rather than things like Dragapult where you have the 60 bouncing around, because you're just kind of just swinging hard. But there is well, I guess Monkey Dory is taken from yourself. That's why I didn't run Radiant Alakazam, but it's because we're not really moving stuff around as much. But yeah, I think Monkey Dory could be useful here, especially because you are poisoning yourself. But I just didn't really see a place to put them in. I'm trying to think. There was like one... Oh, and they just concede. I don't know why they went ahead and played all those cards if they were just going to concede, but we take it early. Again, I've only won like turn 2 with this deck because I've gotten to Hydreigon turn 2 every single time and won every single time. So we're 3 technically. And outside the video, I've won twice, and I've only done 2. And then this is our first battle in the video, so technically I'm 3-0 with this deck on turn 2. I don't know, guys. It's pretty strong. Obviously we've just gotten very lucky that we've gotten against Psychic decks every time. But we're going to get another battle here and see if we can get a little bit more further into the match. We get to choose the coin toss. Always choose tails, always lose. Back on the topic of Monkey Dory. Lose coin toss. I think you could drop a Zweilous for a Monkey Dory or even 2 Zweilous. I run 2 Zweilous in here just out of habit. But unlike things like Dracloak or Charmeleon, Zweilous doesn't really have a good utility to be in this deck to warrant running 2 of them. You could probably just run 1. We start with a Pecharunt. That's not awesome. I guess I can set up a Deino and then use the Subjugating Chain. But, oh, it's a Serena deck. I don't love that. Meowscarada as well. Have not seen Meowscarada EX very much lately. But you could drop a Zweilous because they're not like Dracloak or Charmeleon where they have a secondary utility. They do have an attack where you can search for any Pokemon, 2 of any Pokemon. But they don't have like Dracloak where you have the look at the top 2 cards, take 1 of them, or Charmeleon where it can't get hurt by effects while it's on the bench. So it's a Tatsugiri. What is this deck? We've seen Tatsugiri, we've seen Serena, we've seen Meowscarada, and we see Dark Energies. I mean, Tatsugiri needs Dark Energies for its Cinnabar Lure. This is interesting. Very interesting. And we do see the town store, which could be helpful for us. We have 2 rare candies, 2 Buddy-Buddies. We have a Pidgeot. We're kind of looking clean over here. So let's grab a couple Deinos. Let's grab a Buddy-Buddy for a Pidgey and a Duskull. Then I can Dark Energy onto Deino. I don't need a Town Store this turn. And the Tatsugiri can attack next turn, so I don't necessarily want to do that. I guess I could Arven for... Yeah, let's actually Arven this turn. Because we have Rare Candies in our hand already, we might as well... Nest Ball. I was going to say, did I not put Nest Balls in this deck? I thought I did. Nest Ball and a Forest Seal. So I can Nest Ball for Rotom. I can either Forest Seal this turn or next turn. What would I need this turn? Nothing. I don't necessarily need anything this turn. So I'll just end here. Oh, no, don't end. Don't be dumb. Instant charge. Which nets us another rare candy. So we could get Hydreigon, Pidgeot, and Dusknoir this turn here. Sparkling Crystal on the Tatsugiri. So Tatsugiri will be able to attack here. It can use its Cinnabar Lure as well. You literally just Cinnabar luring to set up a bunch of little guys? I might want to get Collapse Stadium. Oh, it doesn't have to be basic Pokemon? any Pokemon you find there. What did you do? Your opponent's Pokemon at 40 HP or less can't... Oh, yeah, it's this stupid nonsense. So it's the Serena brings you down to 30, and then the Vanillux make it so you can't attack. Got it. All right, I have all 4 of my Rare Candies in my hand. All right, let's go. Pidgey to Pidgeot. Dark Energy onto Deino. Is there a way to finagle? I think we can. Okay. Watch this, chat. 4 Seal Stone. Star Alchemy. For the Hydreigon. The Hydreigon. 50 plus 4, 290. I would need the Dusknoir. I was trying to do it where I could get a boss's orders and pull up this arena and just KO it with Hydreigon and Dusknoir. But I just don't have enough cards, right? Let's still Pidgeot here. For Hydreigon. Oh, I just threw. I already had Hydreigon. I wasn't thinking. Because I was like, oh, the strategy's gone. But, I mean, I guess I can get 2 Hydreigons here so my Deino doesn't get KO'd. There's that, at least. And I can evolve into Dusclops. Then I can Lacey for 4. So next turn I can Ultra Ball for Dusknoir. Okay, I think we can do this. So let me town store first and foremost. So I can grab a Binding Mochi. And then I can Subjugating Chains to pull forward Hydreigon. Get a little poison on me. And then... yeah, I just go for Crashing Head. But I don't need to attach the Binding Mochi because I don't get... I get the KO no matter what. Get rid of an energy and an... I get rid of an energy... a Earthen Vessel, and a Night Stretcher. So there's a lot of ways getting rid of ways my opponent is going to be able to attack. Honestly, next turn, what I need is Janine. I need Janine next turn to be able to KO this arena. I see the Crispin. So my opponent should find an energy here off of that. I would be very surprised if they don't. It's at least the 1. They don't need to. Oh, they did find 2. I was going to say. The amount of energies my opponent is running is insane. It's fire, water, dark, and grass. Is that right? Well, we haven't seen... No, we have seen fire. They're running 4 different kinds of energy in this deck. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, what's the Pidgeot gonna do here? Is the question. What's it gonna find? Honestly, now that Rotom is useless, I would love to get Collapse Stadium here as quick as possible. Get rid of that town store so they aren't finding Panic Mask. But they don't need Panic Mask because they have Vanillux, right? So honestly, the town store helps me more than it helps them. We're gonna get Icicle sold, which kind of sucks. So we're gonna take Poison. Now we're down to 20. So we can't attack this arena here. So I need to get my other Hydreigon powered up. I do have Switch. But I kind of need my Hydreigon poisoned. So 130. Well, no, I don't need my Hydreigon poisoned. I just need the... okay. I just need the Dusclops. So I can Sparkling Crystal this Hydreigon. I can attach a Dark Energy. Play the Switch. Bring up Hydreigon. Honestly, getting the thing I need. Here, while I don't know what to say, Lumineon, Pidgeot. Lumineon, Pidgeot. Yeah, we don't need those. I mean, Lumineon could be useful later on, but I need Dusknoir more. Well, into Dusknoir. Use Pidgeot to quick search. Find me a collapsed stadium. Because they don't get advantage of it. Play the collapsed stadium. Get rid of that town store. Get rid of my Hydreigon that has no health. And then we can Curse Blast. Into the Serena. My opponent's going to take a prize card off of that, but I get their Serena off the board, which is huge. Pheasant or Binding. I don't need to play either of those right now. I can just Crashing Headbutt for the KO here. And get rid of a Tatsugiri, a Fire Energy, and a Pokegear. So I just need one more KO. A Dark Energy and an Ultra Ball. Yep, they're going to bring up the Tatsu. So that should just be game. This was a very weird deck. I like it. I like the idea of it. The Tatsugiri, just to get out all those final evolutions. And they're going to Crispin, so they're going to do it again, but I just KO your Tatsugiri for the game, so. Find a Grass Energy, too, so they don't even have the right energies for the Tatsugiri. And I can't even use this first attack. My Stellar beats your Stellar, Kaiba. Yeah, Tatsugiri is not a card I expected to see. It's an interesting strat because of being able to just pull out evolutions, but it has to be in the top 10 cards of your deck. So yeah, interesting. I like seeing it. I like to see the new... I think this set has opened up a lot more creative decks than previous ones have, which I'm really I am excited to see. We saw that really cool Ceruledge deck last time, where they're using like Drillbur and stuff. I've seen it simplified since then, but this is the first time I've seen this Tatsugiri with Serena. So that's our second match. Let's get a third one in, maybe even a fourth, because that first one was so quick. Let's keep moving. Hydreigon just keeps winning. Let's go. We always choose tails. We always lose. Anybody else get that weird daily where it says play one stadium, but they actually want to play 3? Because we played one stadium that last turn, and it's like 1 of 3, even though it says play one stadium. We go first this time. See how quickly we can get set up. We've been pretty consistently getting Hydreigon really early, which is nice. We're going to mulligan. They also mulligan, so... But I show off that I'm playing Hydreigon. Whereas they... That's me. That is me. They are playing a steel deck with the Dialga V-Star. Scramble Switch. I forgot that this card was in here. Scramble Switch was a classic back in my day. I forgot about Scramble Switch. That's Scramble Switch is actually low-key pretty good for Stellar Mons. Okay, they're gonna mulligan again. Yeah, obviously they mulligan again. Full Metal Lab. What is in this deck? Is it just Dialgas? Well, we're gonna be able to get Hydreigon. We're gonna attack with Hydreigon turn 2 if we don't get Iono'd. Give me cards, please. A Zweilous and a Rotom. Let's put down the Rotom. Oh, it's Archaludon. Okay. I've never lost to an Archaludon, not once, not never. I've played Archaludon twice. One in person, one on here, and I haven't lost to them yet. They're scary. It's a very scary deck. I should have lost the one I faced before. Deino actually gets to stomp off your opponent's top card too if you go turn 2, so there's that. But we can just instant charge. And next turn, we have 2 Hydreigons. I hate that I don't have 3 of the normal Hydreigon for you guys, so that the deck list is going to be weird. If you want to try out the deck for yourself, the deck list is in the description below. Full Metal Lab. Steel Pokemon take 30 less damage. That's fine. I still... Oh, no, not an Iono! That really sucks, because 2 of my Hydreigons were in there. How can I combat what just happened here? I can't really. I would need to get Arven somehow. If I get Arven, we'll be fine, because I have the Ultra Ball. Ooh, I have not seen Archaludon, however you want to say it, with the Dialga, because you can, when you evolve into Archaludon, actually, never mind, Ultra Ball's fine. You can pull Steel Energy out of your discard, so you can power up your Dialga. So, I just thought about it, and we're fine. Because what I can do, Ultra Ball to discard, sorry Lacey, I gotta get rid of you, and Dusknoir for the Lumineon. Play Lumineon to grab, yes, to grab Arven. Play Arven to grab Rare Candy and Sparkling Crystal. Use Ultra Ball to get rid of Dark Energy and Pheasant, unfortunately. We have too many liabilities on the field as it is. Grab Hydreigon. Rare Candy into Hydreigon. Sparkling Crystal. And Crashing Headbutt still KOs Duraludon. And we discard the top 3 cards. It's a Pokemon Catcher Steel Energy, which sucks because that helps them, and an Ultra Ball. Get the Switch, which is not what we need here. I'm going to bring the Duraludon. I assume they have the Archaludon. The Archaludon. There it is. That 300 HP, though, with the Full Metal Lab is going to be a sucker to chomp through. You get the 2 steel attaches to the Archaludon. Yeah, they don't get to attach to the Origin Form Dialga. Professor's Research. To get rid of a boss's orders, get 7 new cards. The deck I was playing against yesterday that had Archaludon was using Relicanth. So you could still use Duraludon's attack, the Raging Hammer, where it's 80 plus 10 for each damage counter on you. And then they had Hero's Cape. So that was kind of cool. An Earthen Vessel. I mean, 220 doesn't KO me. It'll 2-KO me, though. And I don't have a way to get rid of Full Metal Lab, which I kind of need to do here. Concealed cards. You know how I said I never lost to an Archaludon? Well, not never. Well, I lose them all the time, VGC. I think we lose to this deck. This deck is really well built. I have not seen this variant of it, and I like it a lot. I'm really scared of the Dialga. Because it's, when you play this Pokemon, evolve when your Pokemon, you attach 2 basic energy from discard pile to your Steel Pokemon any way you like. It's not just Archaludon. So this next one can evolve and power up this Dialga to get its 2-turn attack off. Metal Defender. Not that they'll need the 2 turns, because they're going to KO my Hydreigon. But if they do that, they'll be able to KO Rotom and then probably KO the Lumineon as well. And I pulled Dusclops, dude. That's so bad. That's so bad, because Hydreigon gets KO'd here. I had to put so many resources, and that Iono really screwed us over. I had to put so many resources into getting this Hydreigon out, and now we're just sad, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not discarding anything useful either. They already have all the things they need. And discarding Steel Energies just helps them. I guess it's kind of useful because they can only get the 2. And the Earthen Vessel again. Yeah, that Iono really screwed us over. I hate how much Iono screws people over. Like, N seemed more fair back in the day, because you would shuffle your hand into your deck, not to the bottom, where you couldn't reach anything. But yeah, Iono just put everything on the bottom. Just, it's so easy to screw over your opponent. Boss's orders. Why are you boss's ordering? You KO Hydreigon here. Why do you do that? It's kind of weird. There's another Charizard. Which gets you 2 more steel energies. I assume you attach them to Dialga this time, not your Charizard. Yeah. You want that 2-turn. Because if they get that, they'll be able to KO both my Pokemon that are on the bench here. Yeah, they just have a stream going because of the Full Metal Lab. I'm not able to get KOs fast enough. Especially only doing 200. I do grab an Iono, which is much less useful for me than it was for my opponent. I mean, I go for it, right? I do get a Pidgey and a Deino. Is that going to help me? More than likely, no. But it is something, right? I can do another Crashing Headbutt, discard some more cards. Not a, oh, it is enough to KO. Okay. We do at least have that going for us. But now my opponent just wins, right? Well, not necessarily. Because I'm not stuck with just Lumineon, and actually I can get another Hydreigon next turn. I can get another Hydreigon, but I can't attack. Unless I top deck a Dark Energy. An Ultra Ball. For nothing. They do have a Steel Energy, so they can get the V-Star. Judge. Okay, well that kind of messes me up again. Because now I don't have the Rare Candy. I have the Hydreigon, but not the Rare Candy. And no way to search for it. I would have to top deck a Rare Candy. I mean, I can't, like, yeah, the Judge screwed me over now. Come on, man. Stop making me shuffle my hand in my deck. You keep getting me with it. Metal Burst is just going to KO. They don't do the V-Star power. Which is fine. So now they ensure they win next turn. So if they would have done it this turn, I could have brought up Pidgey or Deino, and then they wouldn't have gotten the win. But next turn, they can just do it and win, right? I already threw away... It was this game I threw away Lacey? Yeah. My girl. Lacey, no. What could even help me if I top decked it here? Not a whole lot. I need Iono and need to get a really good Iono, right? And I pull a switch. Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Well, no, they win no matter what. They win no matter what. Unless. Okay, there's one way to do this. Switching my Pidgey. Super Rod. To grab. Pheasant. Dark. Okay. Well, no. Yeah, no, well, no. Maybe. I kind of needed a Rare Candy to get a Hydreigon there. So that Hydreigon can soak the second hit. It's 40 more. So it's 40, 80, 120, 160. Yeah, no, they just win. They just win, unfortunately. I needed a Rare Candy there. Because then I could evolve to Hydreigon. So Pidgey would take the V-Star attack, the Star Chronos, and then I could bring in Hydreigon EX to eat the Metal Blast. I mean, now they're wasting my time, so I'm just gonna give up. Like, you win there. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just win. Just win with grace, man. All right. So we're gonna do one more battle because the first one was so quick, and the second two were actually fairly quick for what they were. So we're gonna do one more battle, see if we can snag one more and win with Hydreigon before we end off the video here. We always choose tails, we always lose. Let's see if we get another Stellar Crown deck to face off against. We've already seen 2. That was a new version of Archaludon. I really like that version of Archaludon. It's really strong with the Dialga. I haven't seen it play with Dialga yet. Which, they're a natural pairing, so I'm very surprised I haven't seen that yet. My opponent will go first. And we start with Duskull and a Pidgey, huh? We do have the Pecharunt. So if it comes down to it, and we are able to find our Deino, we'll be able to get that into the active spot when needed, if Duskull's still hanging out. I see a Trapinch. So this is a Flygon deck with Gastrodon? What does Gastrodon from the set do? I can't remember. Sorry, I gotta get my headphones plugged in. Oh, they're just gonna pass right away. Okay, I pulled a Hydreigon, but I don't have the Deino. So I have to play the Pecharunt. I really hate that I have to Lacey here. Let's Lacey. Pidgey, another Pidgey, and a Pheasant. That's really bad for me. No Deino. No Rotom. Just a lot of yuck all the way around, huh? It's kind of very similar turn ones from each of us. You see the Arven, so they'll be able to get to Flygon and hit me for a ton of damage. They're going to KO my Duskull, which is fine. Which is fine. As if they can get the Flygon the energy, they're taking a little bit of time in there. Flygon can actually attack without any energy because of the Sparkling Crystal. I see Buddy-Buddy in a rescue board, though, so probably no Flygon this turn. I'm very interested to see what this deck does. Two Buddy-Buddies. Buddy-Buddy gets you 2 Pokemon. I assume more Klefki and Bidoof. Okay. Okay. Klefki just stops the abilities of basic Pokemon, right? Yeah, it's just the basic Pokemon. And it has to be in the active. So it would stop Pecharunt and Fezandipiti. Actually, Klefki being in the active would be bad because I couldn't Pecharunt Hydreigon to the active. I mean, that's going to take 2 turns. If we get a Deino this next turn, I might... Well, no, because I keep thinking Janine's acts like Professor Sada, but it doesn't. So I don't get a draw off of it. I just poison myself if I'm in the active. They're just another pass. Okay. It gives me time, so that's... Okay. Okay. Do I put down a second Pidgey in case my Pidgey gets KO'd? Because I kind of need the Pidgeot to come through for me here. This is so bad from both of us. I just end my turn again. It's not really worth it putting energies onto Fezandipiti and Pecharunt right now. Here's Gastrodon. Okay, now I can see what the heck this thing does. As long as this Pokemon is in your bench stage 2 Pokemon have no abilities. Okay, that's fine. Well, no, that's not fine. Because that means Pidgeot can't do anything unless it's in the active. Let's see the rescue board and the Klefki. Okay, I see what's happening. Judge, that's fine. I see what's happening, though. So you get the Flygon, and the Flygon's first attack does 130 damage, and then you retreat to the bench. So you bring up Klefki to stop abilities from the basic Pokemon. Gastrodon stopping abilities from the stage 2 Pokemon. You're just kind of locking people. That's kind of fun. They're going to Ultra Ball, I assume, for Flygon. I assume there's a Rare Candy. Even if there's a Rare Candy, they can't attack this turn. So it gives me an extra turn to hopefully do something. Oh, Barrel. That'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah, but Barrel is a stage 1, so it doesn't get blocked by the Gastrodon. This is a cool deck. Lots of cool decks. And Ogerpon. Okay. Ogerpon. So if you have an ability, you can't attack. So you're just literally doing nothing. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. We might have to play this deck next week. I like this deck a lot. Rare Candy into the Flygon. Here it goes. Here's the lockdown. Double Turbo. Okay, never mind. Unless they have the Stellar Crystal in their hand. Pass. Okay. We had another turn of being able to do things. Rotom! Rotom, you're finally here, buddy! Actually, playing Rotom isn't bad. I could Arven... I can Arven for a Buddy-Buddy or a Nest Ball and the Rotom thing. Yeah, let's do that. Arven for a Nest Ball. Actually, let's use a Buddy-Buddy. Just because Buddy-Buddy is going to have 0 to no use later. But I like need a gun for Hydreigon here. I'll put down the Force Seal. I'm not going to use it yet, though. I'm just going to instant charge. Okay, we get the Sparkling Crystal and a Dark Energy. So now I need a Rare Candy and a Hydreigon. I see the Buddy-Buddy. For what? What possibly else could you need? Another Klefki? Okay. Okay, friendo. Hydreigon's not weak to fighting, which is nice. It's weak to grass. So that the Flygon is only doing 130. I wonder... Oh no, they have to run fighting energy because they need it for the Ogre Pond. You see the Arven? What does the Arven get you? This is the Sparkling Crystal. And this is like the first deck I've run without Lost Vacuum in it, which is gonna suck because if I had Lost Vacuum, I could get rid of it and this Flygon couldn't attack. But here we are. I'm just trying to think of how we get out of this. It's like we just need our next turn just has to pop off, unfortunately. Because we won't even be able to use our Pheasant. Lost Vacuum and TM Evolution. Okay, that's not what I expected. Is your Sparkling Crystal prized? Lost Vacuum. Piss. Piss, 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 piss. It gets rid of my Force Seal Stone, which I didn't use. Love that for me. No, that was good. That was good. Maybe they do have the Sparkling Crystal hanging out in there and they just really wanted to get rid of my Force Seal Stone. That sucks. Should have just used it or not played it. Yep, the Industrious Incisors. Do you finally get your elusive fighting energy? Is the question. Yeah, here we go. It starts, as Timon would say. Anybody know that? Anybody know that reference? PAL pad. Let's get some supporters back. Judge and Arven. Wait, this game was just so bad for us. So was the last game, to be fair. Our draws were just incredibly terrible. Do I promote the Pidgey? Yeah, because all of these abilities are gone. And Pidgeot wouldn't have an ability if it's on the bench, but if it's in the active, we're good. Not helpful, Lumineon. Not helpful at all. I need a big Iono here. I need Iono to give me a Rare Candy and a Pidgeot. And either another Rare Candy or a Hydreigon. Well, we get Hydreigon and Pidgeot, but no Rare Candies. Love to see that. Also, have we seen a Zweilous at all, ever? I'm gonna Night Stretcher for my stupid Duskull. I shouldn't have done that, because my Pidgey's dead here. Oh, no, I can switch it. I can switch it. And I don't need to play the Duskull. Or I do. Pecharunt dies to Flygon. So does Pheasant. Why is Pheasant weak to fighting? So is Rotom. Everybody's weak to fighting, but Hydreigon and Pidgeot. Do I just throw Duskull away? Do I just revive him to kill him again, or do I throw in Deino? Let's put down the Deino. And we literally just need to pull a Rare Candy on this next turn, or we're screwed. So we couldn't instant charge there because of the stupid Klefki. This is a really cool lock deck. Not something I expected when Flygon was released. They can't Industrious here, which... I mean, they probably can if they can play some cards. Judge. Oh my god. Give me a Rare Candy and a Pidgeot. At this point, I might as well just start powering up Pecharunt. Industrious Incisors for 1. I need to top deck a Rare Candy. I need to promote Deino and top deck a Rare Candy. Ugh. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Yep, there goes Deino. And Klefki comes back, so it can't do anything. If this deck becomes popular, you're going to need canceling clones. So this is annoying. I mean, what do I do, chat? Super Rod in a Deino. I kind of need to, so I can shuffle the deck at least. Or I guess we got judged last turn. We didn't get Iono'd. Okay. There we go. Never mind. Well, we can still do it. We can still get Hydreigon. Yeah. So what we needed here, I was going for the Pidgeot, but we can't use Pidgeot anyway because it's on the bench, so might as well just go straight for the Hydreigon. And then we can Crashing Headbutt, KO the Klefki. Get rid of a couple cards on their end. And now nothing is safe. I mean, you go into Flygon, get your attack off, retreat, but then who do you bring in after? Because Klefki won't be able to easily switch out, but you don't need it to switch out, right? You just need to block these attacks, which I guess you don't need to really block these abilities because I can't use any of them on this next turn. But yeah, at some point... because the Ogerpon I don't OHKO, and I can't because of Sparkling Crystal. I would like to get another Hydreigon started here. What's going to be rough. Yeah, essentially Hydreigon just takes a KO every turn here. Flygon needs 3 attacks to KO Hydreigon. Which is nice. There's a Trapinch. Get another Flygon built up. Two dragons with Levitate facing off against each other. Okay, now the Ogerpon is set up to attack, so you could attack with Flygon, bring in Ogerpon, survive the hit, and then attack with Ogerpon, I guess. If that's what you want to do. It's still a 3-hit KO onto Hydreigon. So hopefully that's enough time to build up another one. I see a Super Rod. Get back Klefki. It's the only mon you have in there. And an energy, I guess. A fighting energy as well. I mean, I just Super Rod a single Deino, so who am I to say anything? And for no reason, might I add. Yeah. Our hand's not great either. It's the worst part about this. I would say if their Ogerpon wasn't powered up and they had swapped in Ogerpon, I might instant charge instead. Unfair Stamp isn't the end of the world for me. So that hand really wasn't doing me any favors. Neither is this hand, to be fair. But I can force them to discard a mon with Collapse Stadium. Do I want to do that, though? Because then I don't have space for a Deino. Ow. Well, yeah, no, well, if I top deck a Deino here, then I would. Because then I can get rid of the Rotom. Because Rotom's useless because I effed up with the Force Seal Stone. So not a lot of people run Lost Vacuum anymore, so I didn't expect it, you know? Klefki's going to become active, which doesn't block me, really. I get the Binding Mochi, which isn't useful here. So I just take the KO on the Klefki. Crashing Headbutt. It does discard 3 more cards, which is nice. Get rid of a Vibrava, a Night Stretcher, and a Counter Catcher. And we're matched in prize cards, which is surprising. And I'm slowly whittling their deck down, which isn't nothing. Especially if I can get a stupid Deino. I need to find a Deino here. Like, ASAP, bruv. If I have another game where Pidgey just hangs out on the bench the whole time and doesn't evolve to Pidgeot. Like, that doesn't happen in a video, but it happened at live games. IRL games. Games at a game store. Last week, I had 3 games where Pidgeot Pidgey sat on the bench and never evolved to Pidgeot. It was like, this is dumb. I went 2-1, but it was just really weird that I never got Pidgeot out all night. So next turn, the Flygon KOs Hydreigon. So I really, 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 really need a Deino here. Probably just bring up the Klefki again. But if you do, then I KO it. And then next turn, you KO my Hydreigon. And I can Pheasant. Okay. Works for me. Hey, there's Pidgeot. Might as well play it. Might as well play it. I might as well collapse a stadium on him. Because Hydreigon gets KO'd here. And I have no way of... something. I have no way of getting a Deino this turn. So I might as well collapse the stadium, see if I can hit one of their Mons really well. Or, like, it forces them to get rid of something. So they either have to get rid of a Trapinch, which their Flygon's not dying anytime soon, so I assume you do that. Because the other 3 are kind of doing their jobs. Yeah, you get rid of the Trapinch. Of course you do, of course you do. Dark Energy I don't want to place on anybody because I need it if I find a Deino. Excuse me. Yeah, I'll just go for the Crashing Headbutt. Hopefully this means my abilities are off lock. And I do discard their Flygon too and 2 judges, so probably a good thing they got rid of their Trapinch. I get another Dark Energy, which isn't necessarily helpful. I guess I need 2 turns anyway to get a new Hydreigon. We promote your Flygon, right? And just do your turning nonsense. They're down to 13. The problem is it's gonna take at least 2 turns to get another Hydreigon. But Pidgeot will survive that onslaught, which is nice. Because Flygon can only do 260 to Pidgeot. And if Ogerpon attacks twice. Oh, no, no. Pidgeot resists. But if Ogerpon attacks, it ignores that. So it depends on if they attack with Flygon or not into Pidgeot. Okay, they do put out another Trapinch now. So my abilities are back online, which is what we needed. That's going to KO Flygon. I mean, Hydreigon. One of the Gons. And they're going to switch out into Shoe. Probably the Ogerpon, right? Which is bad, because that KOs Pidgeot, and I don't love that for me. Honestly, anything but Ogerpon would be good here. Because I think they win if they promote Ogerpon. They're playing really slow, so their timer is down really low, too. It is Ogerpon. Damn it, man. That's bad. Oh, no. We should be fine. We shouldn't need to get hit twice. We should only need to get hit once. Top deck a Pidgey. We can flip the script. Finally. We get a Nest Ball and a Hydreigon. This is honestly perfect. Nest Ball for our Deino. Add a Dark Energy. Honestly, hold on. Pidgeot, come here. Where's my boss's orders? Or, I mean, I might as well bosses, right? Because I don't need to play another supporter this turn. Bosses up the Gastro. Bosses up the Gastro. And then I can instant charge. Cool. Okay, we're in a much better position now. So next turn, as long as I don't get Iono'd or judged, I can quick search for the Rare Candy, evolve into Hydreigon, attach a Dark Energy, use Subjugating Chains to get Hydreigon forward, attach a Binding Mochi, and then blast something. Or blast the Gastrodon. And then the following turn, okay, they're going to Artisan. Don't have another Clef Key, please. How many freaking Clef Keys you got in this deck? There's 2 in the discard. You probably have 1 more, right? You would be that person to run 3, 4 Clef Keys. Ultra Ball first. Okay. Ultra Balling for a Flygon? Oh, they had the Radiant Rachi. Interesting. Who are you Ultra Balling for? But Barrel. You're milling your own deck, buddy. But so the idea I have here, obviously that sequence of events I just said, hopefully happens. And then I KO the Gastrodon. Flygon comes in or Ogerpon comes in to hit me, doesn't KO me, and then I can counter catcher up the Ogerpon. And because I'll have the Binding Mochi, I'll be able to KO it and win. Or they'll time themselves out because they have 3 minutes left. I've never seen anybody time themselves out in this game. I'd be very surprised to see it happen here. And not really, because my opponent's taken forever in between every turn. They're going to switch, which is fine. Switching is fine. I just wanted to get rid of the Gastrodon so that the Pidgeot could do its thing on the bench, but this works too. Flygon. Flygon, Flygon. The Industrious Incisors for 1, which you're still milling yourself. I don't know if you noticed that. I don't... Like, this should be fine. They shouldn't deck out before I win. Yeah. And since the Flygon's attacking the Pidgeot and not the Ogerpon, that's also really good because it ensures that Pidgeot won't get KO'd by, like, a boss's orders or something. If they seriously lose the timer and don't let me win this, I'm going to be a little upset. Like, look at our time difference. They're under 2 minutes, and I have 13 minutes. Like, make your moves, guy. Why didn't you attack there? Oh, because you want the Flygon active. Okay, interesting. Pidgeot can quick search because it's not on the bench. Grab me that rare candy I need. Dark Energy on the Deino. Rare Candy into Hydreigon. Subjugating Chains to get Hydreigon active and poison itself. Binding Mochi. Pokemon Counter Catcher into the Ogre. And then I can just Crashing Headbutt to KO. What does the memo do again? I saw that memo. I forget what it does. It's something about drawing, something about shuffling. Where are you? Meddling memo. Your opponent counts the cards in their hand, shuffles those cards into the bottom of their deck, and blah, blah, blah. And then pulls the same amount of cards. So it's like an Iono, but not as devastating. Most of the time. If you have a bigger hand, that is. Ursaluna. That's fine. Ursaluna can't KO... I should say... It can't KO me right now, but if they have a boss's orders... They win here if they have a boss's orders. Arvin. For counter catcher. If they have a counter catcher still, then they win. Frick! Oh, that's annoying. That's annoying. Ursaluna's annoying. But good on you holding on to it this long. Good on you holding on to it for this long, though. I was gonna say, what are you waiting for? It's even more annoying that they took this long and they're gonna win. What are you doing? Just retreat and attack. If you do one more stupid thing, I'm conceding. Oh, wait, they KO'd him anyway. Don't emote after that. You're a piece of garbage, dude. Don't emote after that. Dude, take emotes out of this game. The emotes are so stupid in this game, and people just use it to be shitholes like that, so... unfortunate. And they didn't even need the Ursaluna, man. They just needed the counter catcher. Come on. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you enjoyed this deck, the deck list is in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night, everybody.